Hi guys, it's Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to the Wonderland. It is again a coffee time video, and today we have another book haul. I have to say, I think I've been controlling myself a little bit more. You see, I cannot even say that with a straight face. So in this video I have for you a total of 15 new books. Luckily I was on holidays for a couple of weeks during the month of August, and in those weeks I didn't order or purchase any books. I'm so proud of myself. The first book is the book that they picked for the Alcrate of the month of August, and I need to hold that for you guys, and that is Grace and Fury by Tracy Banhart. The Alcrate also gave us an exclusive cover, which is really beautiful. So basically we follow the story of two sisters, and one of them is selected to be a Grace, which is like to be the companion of the heir, and her sister Nomi, which is the rebel one, tries to save her from having to go through that, and there are some secrets that come up and stuff like that. So that's basically all I know about the story, and I'm really intrigued. And then I finally did myself the favor of getting myself a copy of Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And I have only been hearing super great reviews, 5-star reviews of this book, and I've wanted it for so long, but I was waiting for Amazon to go down with the price a little bit for the hardcover, and now I snatched it. I mean, come on you guys, it has a freaking map inside and I love that, plus the naked cover is gorgeous. We follow the story of a girl that lives in a world where magic has been sort of exterminated, and that's how she loses also her family, but she's determined to bring the magic back. So that is all I know, and I know that it has to do with magic. I know there is some love also included in the story, and I'm really excited to read this. I don't want to know way too much about it because, you know, when you know too much about magical books, then it kind of spoils the fun of getting to discover the whole magical universe. So I'm really excited to read this, also because everybody is talking so wonderfully about it and it has so many good ratings. Then for my birthday I gave a present from me to me, and that is a beautiful hardcover edition of A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and I read this book this year. It is the first book in a trilogy, and I fell in love with it so hard. I obsessed about it so hard that I decided I wanted to get myself the pretty hardcover edition. I only had one of those like pocket books that it is very small. The lettering is very small because it is a book that it is pretty kind of like a chunk of a book, and it was not so, you know, comfortable to read, but I devoured that book because I loved it so much. And I love it. I mean, the spine is gorgeous, everything is gorgeous about the book. The naked book, it's also beautiful. And as we speak, I've also ordered the second book in the trilogy in hardcover. I had been waiting to get some money for my birthday because these hardcovers are very expensive. I don't know why, but they're like $10 more than regular hardcovers, which already tend to be quite pricey. And I still don't know if I'm gonna like the trilogy because I've only read book 1. But whatever, I'm so in love with this book that I want all of them in hardcover. We follow the story of Diana, and she's a witch, but she doesn't want to have anything to do with her powers because she believes that, you know, using magic is what got her parents killed. Until one day, when she is at the university library and she discovers this manuscript that has a spell on it, and she's able to break this spell. And after that incident, a lot of creatures start to appear in her surroundings, and it is a book that has everything that I love. It has vampires, werewolves, demons, supernatural, witches, you name it. So if you love books that deal with the supernatural and supernatural creatures, this might be for you. Then we have The Last Harvest by Kim Liggett. It is a horror story which is gonna be perfect for this winter, and we follow the story of a 17-year-old guy that finds his dad on his dying bed, so to say. He has been attacked and he's holding a crucifix. Now the people in the town are judging his dad and say that he worshipped the devil, but then a couple of things start to happen, weird things, weird rituals start to happen, things going on, and I guess that he's going to start investigating, and you know, he ends up discovering some secrets in this town. I'm not really sure, but I thought it was the perfect book to read around Halloween or winter. Then I have A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood. So this book came out this year, and I mean, this golden cover, it's just fantastic. It is a book based on the 1900s, and it has been said that it's to be something similar to The Great Gatsby. So it is the story of this girl that goes to this Cardew mansion, and the siblings that live there like to throw parties and stuff like that, but it seems that they are also keeping some secrets. And I'm really excited to read this book and find out what's going on in that mansion. Then we have The Criswell Plot by Eliza Was. So I got this book because I saw Emma from Emma Novella hauling this video, and then I checked on Amazon, it was €2.65, and I was like, give it to me. All I know about it is that it is the story of 5 siblings that are kind of like into a cult, and what happens when you try to go out of the cult or something like that. And I'm also really interested in books and the topic of the cult and things like that. I always find these things fascinating, so I decided to pick up the book and see if I like it. Then I got another version of Alice in Wonderland, and this was on my radar since forever, and it was about time for me to buy this. And it includes the illustrations by Camille Rose Garcia, and it is just gorgeous. Let me show you a close-up of this. It is just amazing, and if you open the book, I mean, it's just fantastic. The end pages, as you can see, are also absolutely beautiful, and the illustrations inside the book are simply amazing. Then we have The Rig by Roger Levi, and it is another book that I found thanks to BookTube, and I fell in love with the concept of the book because we're living in a world where the concept of a god has been abandoned. And there is this thing called the afterlife, where it's kind of like a social media, like if you get enough votes, you get resurrected when you die. So I'm super excited about this sci-fi novel, and I have not been reading much sci-fi this year, so I'm super excited about this book, and I still hope to be able to read it before the end of 2018. Then I got myself a hardcover edition of End of Watch by Stephen King. So one of my life goals is to collect all the Stephen King books in hardcover, so I didn't have this one and I needed to add it to my collection. This is the second book on a trilogy, and it is in between Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers. And I want to reread these books before I go into The Outsider, because The Outsider is supposed to come after these ones. We have The Forever Summer by Jamie Brenner. I picked this up because I thought, okay, it's an easy summer romance book, but it seems that it also includes some mysteries attached to the story, so I'm excited about that. Then I have Saving Grace by Jane Green. So it's basically the story of a kind of like a shattered love story or a shattered marriage, where this woman is living with this very famous author, and then he gets an assistant, and it's this young woman that poses a threat to her relationship. Now this is not particularly something that I enjoy, you know, when women go against women, but I saw it on sale and I decided to give it a try because I'm still pushing to read stories that might not be what I love from the very beginning, and sometimes some books might surprise me. So we will give this one a try and see how it goes. Then I have Revenge and the Wild by Michelle Modesto. So we follow the story of the 17-year-old that she's the daughter of an inventor, and apparently when she was younger she lost an arm to some cannibals, so I'm already sold to this book. So she seeks revenge, and we love revenge books, at least I do. I love revenge stories. They are so satisfying. And here on the Naked Book we have some kind of like blood splatter. I am really excited about this, you guys, because it sounds so mysterious and so cool, and they mentioned cannibals, like I'm down for it. Then I have a book that I've heard really good things about also in the BookTube community, and that is Beartown by Frederick Backman. So it is based in a cold small town where people, you know, are kind of joining all together, but there are also a lot of things that are pulling them apart, and there's a lot of secrets and there's mystery as well. So I'm really excited about this one, and since it is based in a town that it is very cold, it's going to be the perfect kind of mystery thriller for this winter. And the last book that I have to haul for you guys is City of a Thousand Dolls by Miriam Forster. First of all, this cover reminded me completely to the Neverending Story. I don't know if you've watched the movie, but then you know which scene I'm talking about, which is also in the book, you know, with the sphinges on each side. So that's where it reminds me of. So this might have been half of a cover buy, I have to admit that. But I also love that it says, "The girl with no past and no future may be the only one who can save their lives." That's deep. Nisha was abandoned when she was a baby at the gates, and she's being found, and now we forward to when she's 16 and she lives in an orphanage. In this orphanage they are being trained to be healers, courtesan, musicians, and all of this stuff, but there's also the rumor that they are also being trained to be assassins. And then something happens and girls start to die around her, and she decides that it is time to put an end to those murders. So I'm super excited about this. It sounds amazing and I really hope it doesn't disappoint me because I have really high hopes for this one. Alright you guys, we made it to the end. These are all the new books that I had to haul for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this whole video. Let me know down below what you thought about the books that I've shown. Have you read any of them? Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. All my other social media is listed down below for you guys, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!